What I'm talking about is what worked for me. And to go from 220 down to 171 pounds in about 6 to 7 months, that was a pretty big thing. Welcome to the video. This is now going to be on the Fit and Legal. So we're separating out the content from the plain English attorney, and we're going to continue the fitness journey. And I'm going to talk today about the diet I had, at least the primary diet I had, that helped me initially lose a whole bunch of weight. So that's where we're at. We'll see you over at Target. While this wasn't part of the actual weight loss phase, it was actually integral in building the muscle. It's protein shakes after workout, and I try to get a second one in during the day. So here we are at Target, and it's time to get shopping. So here we are. This is basically what I lived on for close to 3 months. Now, I'd be lying if I said I cut out all carbs. I didn't. This actually wasn't quite so bad, and I only had it occasionally with the sausage patties as part of a burger. Try to keep stuff simple. So I'm just doing the kind of make your own at home salad dressing, just like I used to do growing up. It was actually a big deal when my mother finally let me put together the good seasonings Italian dressing in the bottle and shake it up and get it ready for dinner. And as I mentioned in a previous video, getting the iced tea to drink was also a big factor. I was able to get my caffeine, but at the same time, I was kind of dropping the artificial sweeteners. So we do have one more stop. And that was the one more stop, because the flavoring for the iced tea that I used is lemon juice. So this, minus the almond milk, was pretty much a recurring grocery store shopping for me. So that's a typical shopping that I did during that high intensity weight loss phase. Just a couple of points. I don't want people to think that I was just completely depriving myself and that therefore this is just such a hard thing, you'll never be able to do it. No, I cheated a little bit every now and then, but not really that often. And the fact is, your tastes start to change when you cut out a lot of stuff that you're not supposed to be having. The other thing is, I'm sure there are going to be some people who are really, really into fitness and nutrition, and maybe they're even certified, and they're actually health professionals, and oh, well, that's not maximizing stuff. Look, I'm not claiming to be a fitness expert. I'm not claiming to be a dietitian or have any certifications or any of that stuff. What I'm talking about is what worked for me. And to go from 220 down to 171 pounds in about 6 to 7 months, that was a pretty big thing. So this diet, that helped quite a bit. Was it optimal? I don't know if it was optimized. I just know it worked. So this is the kitchen area. This is where I'm going to put together the meal that I had at least 2 out of every 3 meals a day. Maybe more if I was having snacks and I was just kind of eating the same thing. But by and large, a big staple was sausage patties and a cucumber and tomato mix, and occasionally using an English muffin as for the sausage patty, so I'm eating it as a burger. So I'm going to go ahead and cook some of that up for you. All right, so I might as well go ahead and do the tea part. I just take the 3 tea bags. I know this probably isn't how you're supposed to do the iced tea, but it works for me. We'll go ahead and do that. And now while we've got the sausage cooking, I'm going to go ahead and cut up the tomatoes and cucumbers. So now I am going to cut up the tomatoes and cucumbers and put it all together. What I ended up having is just these plastic Chinese food containers, the flat, longer ones, and I just put a sausage patty in and chopped up tomatoes and cucumbers and maybe put a little bit of dressing on it, or just take that to the office and have the dressing at the office. So this is how I cut everything up. All right, now I know I'm using a much bigger knife than usual, but I was kind of used to doing it a certain way when I worked at Papa Gino's in high school and college, and they just had these decent sized kitchen knives, and I just kind of got used to having the big knife. For some reason, because it's bigger, it was actually easier for me to control and keeping this sharp. It also kind of has to be easy to prepare, even though there's a little bit of work involved, because if you make this overly complicated, you're just gonna think of it as such a big chore that you don't want to do it, and therefore it's, well, you know what, it's just easier to go ahead and buy something and, oh, well, I spent money on this week, so I might as well go with something cheap. And there's McDonald's. Oh, well, okay, 1 meal isn't gonna matter, and then suddenly it's 4 or 5 meals in a week, and it's, why aren't I getting the gains that I wanted? Or why didn't I lose the weight that I wanted? Okay, so here are the 3 pounds of sausage, but I did it into 6 patties because just now my diet is, I'm doing half a pound at a time. When I was going through the weight loss, each pound was about a 1/3 pound. So these were 1/3 pound patties that I was putting together. And then we've got the vegetables. It's just diced up cucumbers and tomatoes. So now we're going to go ahead and put those into a package, into those Chinese food plastic containers that just make it extremely easy to meal prep a couple of days in advance. And that is how the finished product looks. So, and there's 5 containers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, with a sausage patty and the cut up cucumbers and tomatoes. And here's the additional tomatoes and cucumbers. I always do a little more than I need to on the vegetables, because now I can actually use those as part of a stir fry for chicken if I'm going to make dinner from home. So it's extra. And if not, look, I can just throw that in with some lettuce and it's a great salad. All right, so we've reached the end of the video, but you may have been saying, wait a minute, the math doesn't add up. You got 3 pounds of ground sausage, but you only have 5 meal preps? That's right, because it's time for breakfast. All right, as I always tell all of my estate planning clients, please stay safe, plan ahead, and enjoy life. And whatever you do, make it a great day. The type of day you have is entirely up to you.